When carbon emissions slowed during the pandemic, there were hopes it could be the beginning of real climate change action.
But a new report shows fossil fuel levels have bounced back and are even higher than before COVID. And as Alexa Cook reports, they're expected to soar to new heights when China ends its lockdowns.
Empty roads, shops and streets helped cut global carbon emissions by about 5% in 2020, when much of the world was in lockdown.
That's what it's taken for the last decades to get global emissions to go down as a global crisis. That's the only time that it happens.
But any climate gains made during the pandemic have been undone, with emissions now higher than before COVID-19 hit.
After the global crisis is finished, emissions bounce up again.
Bouncing back to pre-pandemic levels last year and climbing even further in 2022. A new report revealing India's emissions have risen 6% on last year. The US is up 1.5%, while China is down almost 1% due to its ongoing lockdowns. New Zealand also has lower emissions, though an exact figure wasn't included.
The fact that the Marsden Point refinery is closed will mean that emissions will be lower because of that.
The report's being presented at the United Nations Climate Summit in Egypt.
We're always hopeful that COPs will deliver, and they very often don't.
At COP27, the UN used Frankie the dinosaur to get its message across.
This is the time that we need to really move forward.
But the world is at risk of seeing even higher emissions next year, with the conference being warned the global dash for gas, triggered by Russia's invasion of Ukraine, will undermine the goal of keeping emissions down.
The gas industry has taken advantage of that and has put forward such massive proposals that it threatens the achievement of the 1.5 degree limit.
Climate Change Minister James Shaw is on his way to the summit in Egypt, where he'll be urging world leaders to redouble their climate change efforts to keep that goal of limiting warming to 1.5 degrees in sight. A goal that seems harder than ever to achieve. Alexa Cook, Newshub.